grow up under somebody that's from a different bloodline altogether, ain't got nothing to do with their bloodline, and they want you to behave a certain way, but you cannot conform to that bloodline because that's not who you are. So you end up becoming the problem child in that family
Mm.
because you rebelling against the indoctrination they feeding you, but nobody know why you rebelling. You have subconscious remnants of your past lives where you remember that you ain't supposed to conform. So you become rebellious,
Facts,
right?
facts.
And that's why they call us the most rebellious people on earth. Because when you try to force something on us, it'd be easier for you to just ask us to accept it than to force it on us. Because when you force it on us, we start to rebel in ways that they don't know how it's going to come out. That's why they remain perpetually in fear of us.
Mm.
Because they don't know how our rebellion is going to express itself in the community when we realize that subconsciously it's all going on. Consciously, you don't know shit from Shinola. But subconsciously, you got the memories from past lives and going through past struggles, so you become rebellious in this life. You
Mm.
quick to want to fight, whoop a motherfucker upside the head,
Mm. Too
right?
much. Yeah.
Right,
Mm.
because you trying to you rebelling,
Yeah.
right? And the natural thing when we rebel is we find other people that's giving up the same rebellious energy. They also rebelling. And this is how we regroup the tribes without trying to. And then the
Mm.
government is going to label them a hate group, a
Yeah.
criminal group.
Yeah.
Anytime that, remember, we outlaws. We outside the scope of their law, which
That's
makes their presence illegal to us, but our presence is also illegal to them. And now it depends on whose system are you going to rely on to determine the legality of your presence. So when they use the adoption system, it's a hands off. They ain't supposed to kill him, right? When I was born, they tried to kill my mama by giving her the wrong blood,
mm.
right? Because they don't want them to produce more than one of us. Because if two or three of us in the same family, we a problem.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
And
they,
they take your and when I look back at my brother and all that, they died too young and the way they break us up and all that, you absolutely right. I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro. Keep on building, bro. I'm sorry. I just had to interject for a second.
well, no, you good, you good.
Yeah,
But
that's fact.
once we see it going on, we can recognize it. But most of us don't know what we be looking at until somebody comes. Man, that's tribal shit. That's what tribes do. We
Yeah.
naturally tribe up, but we supposed to have alliances across tribes. This is why the brothers of the struggle, Lord Stone's disciples, right? When you go look at the Pontiac Rebellion that bred the brothers of the struggle, you will see that it wasn't one tribe. It was the cross tribes that we all recognize this same struggle for our rights to assert our own um,
Right.
authority and jurisdiction over our lives. We have outsiders telling us that we need to live but conform to their rules. Now, my tribe, growth and development, our literature, our rules and regulations, and what we live by is not the same as the vice lords or the stones, right? When I go out west and associate with Crips, because that's my cousin tribe on the Blue House, right? But I gotta also show respect to the Red House, right? Because they wear their hat in the same direction as me, right? So when I go to California, I can't go in my tribal colors from the Midwest because I'm going to look like a goofy
Yeah, you gotta be neutral.
walking around in Crip colors wearing my hat like a blood.
Mm.
I look like a goofy to them.
Yeah.
And that's gonna make me a sitting target. It's gonna draw all of the warriors' attention directly at me. And so what I need to do is several things tribes do. I call for a chief out there. Hey, I'm about to come visit. What's my dress code? I'm GD. They say, well, I'm in the blood neighborhood. You can wear your hat to the right, but you can't wear no blue shit, right? Or if one of the OGs that I call is a Crip, he'll say, yeah, you come out here, you can wear your blue shit, you in Crip hood, but you can't wear your hat to the right. You understand? Because so whoever I'm communicating with, now let's say I'm communicating with somebody that's an old school Panther that's neither blood nor Crip, and I'm going to see them. They say you got to dress in neutral colors and you can't wear no hat. And now I say, okay, well, what's neutral colors? And it used to be black and white. The
Okay.
neutral colors told them that you wasn't part of the red, the white, the blue, and the red, the white, and blue got you killing. We all in the same game.
Yeah.
So understanding the difference in the cultures, like I can't go to New York and do Chicago shit. If I go to New York and do Chicago shit, everybody in New York gonna be like, where this nigga come from?
Nah, no, I ain't gonna. You know what? I ain't gonna say that. It's different here. I listen to what you say all the time. You right when you say the tribes, like we still here, but not as much. It's we so overrun with all these other people coming here, invaders and all that and
But
everything else.
the old school, the OGs, the ones that been in the street gonna know. If I
Yeah.
go to New York, I don't care what borough I go to. If I go to New York and behave like I normally behave in Chicago, they gonna know I'm not from New York, no matter what borough I'm from.
But they're gonna accept you because they're gonna feel the vibe because it's
Right, but
that
that's
universal
getting to know
vibe.
me. That's another
Yeah,
element. I'm talking
yeah,
about on first sight when you see a stranger come into the community.
yeah. I wish
We
they was that
recognize,
though here.
right?
I said I
We
wish they still
recognize them
was.
out today. Who is
When you was
this?
here in the '90s, it was different. But now, I wish it was like that now. But now, I mean, there's a few places like that. But as far as now, people as far as the understanding and getting back to our ancestry and who we are, bro, being organic to the land, brothers is getting on that. You know what I'm saying? It's coming. It's coming around. We owe you a lot of gratitude, brother. Always, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of gratitude, bro,
Yeah.
because
So
you get see it because everybody's coming back into their own and when I was just thinking about what you said, I'm still breaking down what you said to the young boy. You was telling him about the five boroughs and how that's Shinnecock and how they could never make it into one city even if they wanted to or whatever. Like I was like, damn, you got me. I had to go. I'm about to get to Google and something. See
yeah.
him.
But look, if you look on the symbol for the boroughs,
Mm,
they got each one of them got a different seal,
mm,
and then the city has the seal, and it's history in those seals. If
mm,
you just study those seals, it'll open your eyes to a lot about the Empire State.
mm. Gosh. Yeah, man. Just I'm just waiting for the effect, man. I've been sitting there. I'm waiting for the effect. I listen to you. Oh, one other thing, man. I be waiting. I want the system. I want the system. You already know, bro. I want this shit over with.
Man, look, I'm
You
so ready for this shit to be over. I just hope Donald John Quavius hurry up doing what he doing
know
because
what
he
I'm
running out
saying?
of time.
There's one other thing, and I ain't want to hold you because I know a lot of people. When we went a little deep, I was going to ask you when. So I saw a young elder thing that he did about the vampire thing, and you know how you talk about like well, I think I got more of a better understanding of it with young elder put together a video. I don't know how y'all agree upon everything. Sometimes y'all have your little
But
disagreements.
yeah, me and Adam, but it's supposed to be like that because
Yeah,
we ain't supposed to always agree with everything each other say
yeah,
anyway. Else we'd
yeah.
be clones.
That's what. Yeah, no doubt. No, but I was just like when you talk about like in 1492 and when they came here, like I know how they were in the Bahamas, and we talking about these same people, these same swarthy, you know, people that came here imposing their will on us, that look like us, that ain't us, that was running from they was running from Europe because the in Spain, the you know I forget what
Inquisition,
the
the Great
name,
Inquisition.
the Spanish Inquisition. They was trying to get out of there, and they came here. But they would when you say they were drinking blood, or they were drinking blood though.
Yes, that's the blood ritual is used for power purposes.
As far as
Blood
like with the
magic,
full body,
hold
huh?
on,
Like the
blood magic is some of the most potent magic known to man.
yeah.
And the system of magic this is coded in the Talmud and the Mishnah, right? And you can use the Kabbalah to apply it, but it comes from Babylon.
I know.
And
Yeah.
right, so blood right, blood magic, money magic, sex magic is the tools that they use to dominate and rule the world. They
Mhm.
don't care about no elections. If they want to replace somebody, they could spill some blood somewhere.
That video that Elder has, they was like vampires. The way he was talking about it in a different kind
Well,
of way.
vampire is an exaggeration of what they really are.
Okay.
You got all of the Hollywood depictions are exaggerations of the real thing. Like the werewolves is called werewolves because we be wearing wolf
It was.
pelts in
Yeah.
war,
Yeah.
right? The best similar explanation is that movie Twilight because it shows you that the vampires came from Transylvania, Europe,
Yeah.
and they ended up in the Big Easy, and they was down there fighting witches, conjure
Mm,
women,
mm,
witches, and
mm,
then they end up going to Alaska, and then they was confronted by werewolves,
mm, mm.
right? So if you go to Google, you could just type in Native American skin suits or
I
pelt
know.
dress.
Nah,
You,
man.
you
I've listened to you tell the stories before, bro, and I done looked into it myself. I mean, yeah, I know that's how we used to
yeah,
roll up on them, wear the buffalo, wear the skins, everything, roll up on
yeah.
them, everything, bro. Like, listen, man, I don't know where you came from. And this where you came from in this world, you just came out of nowhere. Even when you talk about the coons and the eyes and how what that used to be, I got relatives from Alabama to down south to New York, so I'm like, yo, and I spent a lot of my time in the South. You know what I'm saying? With my relatives, so it's like crazy. Some of the stuff that you would say that I hadn't heard, that I heard my great grandmother and them say, like when you talked about cornbread and taking the uh the dandelion and making a jelly out of it. I was like, how do you know this stuff? I was like, yo, you got to be, you know what I'm saying? Like that's if I talk that around, they be like, what are you talking about? They don't, you know what I mean? You got to be. I was a little kid hearing about this stuff. I'm just like, damn, man, So yo, man, nah, but I could dig it, man. I could dig it, man. I really appreciate you. I try to look out when I can, man. I ain't rich or nothing like that, but definitely I hope everybody else contribute to the brother, man. And we appreciate you. Uh, also, a while ago, a while ago, I don't know what's going on with. I hope everything is good with the with what's in it with Rare Bird and all that. I
Yeah,
hope everything
yeah,
is yeah. I know when I came down there, bro. I came down there and I went to that thing I told you before when I went to Philly, and I went down there and you a lot of stuff of what you say, like yo, you say, yeah, I'm gonna just be in the cave and I'm trying to wait for this to be over and don't mess around with a whole lot of stuff and a whole lot of people because I told you when I got out there, bro, and I came outside and people are talking to me. They talking real fast, and they trying to. trying to sell me on stuff. I'm like, well, yo, agents or something? What is this? I was like, it was so crazy what was going on out there. And that's why I was like, I know the heat, the amount of heat that I had on me for what I was dealing with. We never one of these days, maybe we ever meet in the physical where we talk about it. I know the amount of heat that I had, that I'm a hot nigga. They want me up out of here. You know, they want a lot of us up out of here. So I know she felt a lot of heat or whatever, and the people and all that. You know, I see a lot of people being around here. There's a person that's around here now, a pale face that I seen her there, I believe in Philly when I was there, approaching her. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of know where all these people are and what they there to do. So all you could do is you gotta love some people from afar, man, and just, you know, we know what it is, we know what they want to do, but we gotta stay vigilant and try to see this thing through, let this thing be finished, finito, so we can get out. We want to get out of here. We sick of this,
Man,
you know.
but look, we do know that before they had a national celebration, right? That's gonna
Mm-hmm.
bring dignitaries from around the world. It begins on July the 4th. So whatever they gonna do, they got 7.5 months to get it done.
Mm-hmm. Before they're gonna try to wreck the joint right before they leave.
They already trained. Yeah, the
Yeah.
White House caught on fire. St. Louis caught on fire. Couple of times. Couple more
Mm-hmm.
places they didn't blew stuff up. Then they using sleeper cell assassins. They waking them up,
Yeah.
right? Trying to make the people panic. The problem is we ain't panicking at that bullshit no more.
Yeah.
See, we used to with panic, be out in the street with picket signs and kicking them, you know, throwing
Yeah.
rocks and shit. But we
Yeah.
starting to see through the shenanigans. When we
It's over.
participate in that, we get power and credence to the structure. When we just
Absolutely.
disregard that bullshit,
Yeah.
this ain't got nothing to do with us. Y'all going on there and hey y'all, that's white on white crime. And we look at it.
The king who is over, brother. It's over. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
We done with all that. We ain't going for that no more. How you say we not falling for the banana in the tailpipe? No
I'm
more.
done
So
with that
it's a
shit.
wrap.
Look,
It's a
Kingu
wrap.
broke.
It's
The
over.
Amen spell is broke. Anybody
Yep.
still saying Amen is still under the spell and don't know it yet, but it's a sleep spell. And
Yep.
George Washington, Boston Massacre, Crispus Attucks spell is broke.
Yeah.
We know who he is. We know what side of the water we came from, and we know whether we wore feathers or fezzes.
It was so
So,
deep the other day, bro. You said, I didn't mean to cut you off. Sorry. You
good.
said something the other day, though. You told a brother, you said, that's why I always got to look and see if there's original brother that's going to be native to the land. If he get killed first, if he the first sacrifice before it gets set, when they set it off, like Christopher Addicts. That's
Yeah.
what you talking to
So
Rich
that's
the other day.
called first blood of the sacrifice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, so
Me
true.
and B Dale got one on Blood Magic. It's on B Dale channel
Mm-hmm.
where we actually showing what the text is saying about the operation of the blood magic. They just didn't tell us where it was at. When I showed them the description, then we go back and realize that the first righteous blood is Crispus Attucks. So they had to keep teaching it in history books. He's the first African American to die in the Civil War.
And then at the bottom, they always say he was part Indian too, you know.
Yeah, they always put that in the fine print.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Facts.
You know, so then you got to just find out. Okay, it got to be on display. The contract has to be on public display somewhere. Now I just got to locate it. So when I go to the Library of Congress, the Constitution there is in ink. It's not it. And I go to it's another building got a copy of the Constitution. I think it's the Senate building, right?
Are
And
you in? Are you
it's in
trying to
ink.
do? Okay.
But there's another Constitution on display. It's in the George Washington Masonic Memorial. Why is it in the Masonic Memorial? Let me go look at this
Watch
and
it.
see what this
Yeah.
motherfucker is written in blood. Lo and fucking behold. And that's the capstone, right? That's the capstone becomes the keystone when the building is complete,
Mm.
right?
Right.
It moves from the corner to over the arc. And it looked like that the light is shining down on you from the arc. The arc represent the heavens and the boundary between the infinite mother or the great chaos goddess and man, and where that capstone over
That
the
womb, right? That's what you're talking about, right?
right, that's the birth
You know,
canal.
you know, I don't know, what it was like, when when I lived in Atlanta, right? I lived in Atlanta. So I got raised, but my job moved me and then I ain't go back or whatever, nothing like that. So I'm listening to you. Hey, I told his brother, he's a Yasmin brother. He's a chief, but I mean, he's all into the law, he's a good brother, but he's all into the law. And he has his, I was telling him, I said, you need to speak to the brother Rod Hayes, man. It would be great for you. Like he has a lot of great insight into, into what into what we be talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like he has like even more defined information that he has from his tribe. And then one day I dropped a jewel. I dropped a jewel I actually got from you that I had to ask somebody else if it was true. I said, yo, if you got the birth and you got the right, you from the land, you could speak on the truth, right? With the I say, I say you be a man, I say you be a brother, and you can speak on that truth with these people. You know, there's nothing wrong with it, right? And he's like, but he don't want to build like that. You know what I'm
You know, a
saying?
lot of the guys, especially when you go through the legal channel, when you see what they see
Mm-hmm.
and you know how the legal system operate,
Mm-hmm.
you try to remain as clandestine as possible. And you try to find a couple of key individuals to give information to that's dealing with the public because you don't want it to come back to you because you marked for death.
Mm-hmm.
It's simple as that. A lot of us don't want to die. Me, I done
When
did
you
that already. Been there, done that.
when you say I don't know what you mean with just I don't know, bro. Like, how could I put it? Like, with these people, man, like they'll deny, they don't that being a I was nice to glorious I was nice to glory 001 Scottish, right? That don't mean nothing, man. That don't mean they will deny even bros will not even my bro like black people, but the pale faces in them they denying they know you isn't like they don't care. They don't care about none of that.
Depending on what lie. Okay, so when you using Rosicrucian, masonry, or anything of that to
Mm,
circumvent a system, right? It's a certain
mm,
protocol you have to follow.
mm,
And most of the people, 98% of them, do not have the proper protocol. And they're treading in the territory that they don't have full disclosure about. Because if they had full disclosure, whatever they're doing to get out of the situation, they wouldn't be doing it in the court,
mm,
right? So they already know that this person got enough knowledge to be dangerous. So they're going to crash on you twice as hard. This is why a lot of the people from what we call the sovereign citizen movement is in federal penitentiary right now for fraud and for they called it one of them is fraud and the other one is conspiracy to circumvent the judicial system or some shit like that. I forgot what it's called, but That's basically what they're saying. You you using the law to try to make you exempt from the law. But if the law say I'm exempt, go enforce that shit. They don't want to enforce it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna show you where the fraud at. We're gonna agree to the fraud, and now you're a party to the fraud because you participated,
They lock them up.
and they lock them up. It don't mean they was wrong. Just because you right don't mean the system is going to accept you. It's going to accept your argument.
Yeah.
When I used to read in the Supreme Court reporters, right, or in some of the other courts, when they have a person come to them that's absolutely right, that should be released, it was unconstitutional, and then they get to the end of this agreeing with this person through the whole review of the case, but decline to give relief. What the fuck is that? They saying you right in all of your arguments, and the court at this time declined to give the defendant relief. And then a lot of time they'll quote some bullshit and say that the case was moot, meaning that it was irrelevant. His arguments was true, but they was irrelevant to what the qualification to file in this court is. They give so many reasons, especially dudes fighting life. They don't want to let them go because they got a lifetime pay cow. They putting babies 14, 15 years old in prison for life. Right? I was locked up with a few of them.
Yeah.
They've been locked up 25, 30 years since they was 15, 16 years old. Tried as an adult, which is unconstitutional. But when they fight it, they all run into the same roadblock. Don't no judge want to be the first judge to set the precedent. Right? So he won't rule on it. He passing on to the next one. And only when you have what's called compelling public outcry, you've offended the community now with your judicial system. Compelling public outcry will make a judge step up and say, we just gonna do what's right. That's what they always say when they decide to go against the machine. Because they told they can go against the machine because somebody got to quiet these people down in this public uproar about this situation.
Give us a little something to make us go away, hopefully.
Right. Pacify them motherfuckers. Frantz Fanon wrote, the system and all its rewards and whatever benefits it might give you to maintain its control will also kill you. Right? So when you understand that, just because you right don't mean that the law is on your side. If you're not part of the right club, they absolutely against you out the gate, from the judge to the bailiff to all of the spectators, because it tell you right on your paperwork, all of the people from this state versus you by yourself. Why do they do that? Because if they could put all of the people versus you, first of all, that's circumvent that you have an accuser. Right? The state is not supposed to be your accuser. So they don't say it's the state. They say it's the collective people of the state that's against you. That's not possible because 99% of these motherfuckers never heard of me before. So how is all of the people in the state against me? And can we call them all to testify? If they all against me, then all of the state people of the state to come here and tell me why they against me. Because I'm supposed to have a right to confront my accuser, and my paperwork says all of the people from this state. Some people might agree with me. If I could get 51%, that's controlling interest. That means I'm more right than you is. You only got 49% of all of the people in the state of Michigan. So that means that you in effect did tell a bald-faced lie all of the people of the state of Michigan that had nothing to do with it. It was you in your system, a fraud. And
Mm,
once you identify the fraud, you become the problem.
mm. In any kind of way, huh? Any kind of way.
Because it's a war machine.
Yeah.
And you got to read the first bar charter to understand how it worked. It was designed to take everything from the people of the land, according to the first charter, King George, Savannah,
Mm,
Georgia, 1863, 64, right? So if they using the judicial system to take everything from you, they also using it to reinstitute slavery. Where you get that from, Rod? 14th Amendment. No person shall be forced into involuntary servitude or slavery unless duly convicted of a felony. This is why felony got a bad rap. Just because you committed a felony don't mean you're a criminal. It means you committed a crime. Criminals are incorrigible. No matter how
mm,
many times you let them out, they coming right back. But somebody that committed a crime
mm,
is not a criminal,
mm.
but he a felon. It's trickery in the highest degree.
We've been falling for it for a while. We've been falling for a while, bro. But I see something in our people now that I haven't seen before. I see them proud of. I see that it's amazing right now. I see the kids is you go on TikTok, you see what's going on. They're pulling up all kinds of information and all that. Like how you say the monkey effect and all that. Like we got to be
Oh,
past
the
all that
baby's
now.
got it now. The baby's got it
Yeah,
now. All we
exactly.
had, all I had to do was correct the generation's errors from before me.
Mm.
Now the next generation gonna correct my errors
I
because I'm
think I
not
was out there.
infallible.
I think I was out. I wasn't out there as long as you, but I've been saying that all along. Then I had the experiences. I think had the experiences in the last maybe 10, maybe 8 years or whatever, where it just, bro. I was in Canada and I was visiting Canada and I saw this thing and they had a TP and they had all these people. They looked like they were Puerto Ricans or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they were all these beautiful girls that had killed themselves because they can't have any kind of life. Because up there in Canada, they don't play, ain't no mixing and all that. If you ain't pale faced, they're not marrying you. There's no life. There's nothing. The Plains people, the people we call American, call Native Americans, they're up there heavy. I have my son with me. I go into the TP and I'm looking around and all that, and I'm looking, and I'm like, I know this rich history that I always heard about my great great grandmother and all that, and her leaving the reservation, and all this, and I'm looking around. I'm like, it just don't feel right. I'm like, this ain't us. I was like, I'm looking around. I'm like, this just don't something ain't with this. Like, they couldn't have been no TP. Like the whole thing just did. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then and then as we had went out there, we looked at some of the reservations where the people lived. I was like, nah, it just didn't. It didn't feel right. It was just like it's like I knew spiritually or something or whatever. If it had been another life or something, whatever. I was like, we ain't live like this. This is simplified, right?
But a lot of
This
that
is not
stuff up
how.
there, a lot of that stuff up there gonna change too because
Mm-hmm.
Canada and the United States got the same QSIP number. We got the same oppressor. We got the same central
Yeah.
structure. It's just
Mm-hmm.
bifurcated. So I mean, it's broken into two parts,
Even
right?
worse up there. It's worse up there.
Well,
Like I don't.
it depends on where you go in Canada because right across the bridge in Detroit, it ain't them people over there are some really good-hearted people, and they don't care what your skin color look like.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I'm not gonna say all of them, but I was probably dealing with it. I was dealing with a situation myself, bro, where I don't know what made me think to, I thought I was trying to get away from a problem that I was having that I didn't understand what it was. That I was trying to, I was, I was being targeted. When you being targeted, you know what I'm saying? I always had these sentiments. I always had these feelings. You know, I would I was the type of person like if you have a property or something like that, and maybe you're going into foreclosure, you had a whole bunch of properties and stuff like that. I'm that guy that would came and try to help you save your properties, your business, help you monetize it or whatever. And I would be going against the establishment. And I'm not thinking in my mind there's nothing wrong with it. I'm like, yo, it's my people. We gotta, you know what I'm saying? I'm not understanding when you're actually they don't like you challenging them, and you're challenging the establishment, and you're doing business and revitalizing something and help. They don't coming together with
Well,
people. They
they
like,
don't
no,
mind you
hell
challenging the
no.
establishment as long as you're
Mm,
not doing business challenging the establishment.
I was. We was doing
Hey, I'm
regular.
gonna take a couple more people, then I'm gonna wrap it up.
No doubt, brother. Listen, I appreciate your time, man. I appreciate you and the good work, brother. You know what I'm saying? Keep it up, brother. We definitely appreciate you, man. I love you, brother.
All right, for sure, for sure. Thanks for coming up, bro.
All right, peace.
So, why was it so vital for Trump to be a felon in the courts, though he got dropped? All his charges got dropped. So, I'm gonna walk you through a couple of entertainment codes that told us what Trump was gonna be representing. Okay, first, Trump had to be trained to be an asshole. So he went to Vince McMahon to be trained to be an asshole. And in wrestling, it's called learning to be a heel, right? Now, while he's doing that, there's a movie come out. It's called Howard the Duck. Howard the Duck is about a duck or a guy in a duck costume, however you want to look at it, that some kind of way ended up in Washington, D.C. and was fucking shit up in D.C. Okay, now, Howard the Duck is Donald the Duck, right? Okay, now he go from being trained as a heel in wrestling. He need to be tested to determine if he can be a good asshole. So he's got to do an apprenticeship. So everybody think that the apprentice was the people coming to Donald Trump, but really the apprentice was Donald Trump showing that he's a good asshole and got no problem firing people as he liquidate corporations that's useless. Right? Now, while he's doing The Apprentice, one of these premium channels put out a show called Orange is the New Black. So Howard the Duck becomes the Orange Man, right? The Orange Man becomes the new Black Man because they don't look like Indians to me, and they don't look like Indians to Indians. But he never say what the Indians look like. But all through the 80s and 90s, he was always up under some hip hop artists, pop star artists that look like us. Now, when um, he catches his cases, right? He get to experience the injustice of the faulty court system firsthand on how they use it as a tool to punish, degrade, and humiliate people in the public. Right now, most of the people that knew that he had initially been convicted are totally unaware that all of that shit was thrown out of court for being bullshit. They don't know that part. Now, now he's walking around as orange is the new black, a new felon. Felony is the classification that determines the servitude of the new slave. The jumpsuit, the orange penitentiary jumpsuit, is represented by the orange hue of Donald the Duck's skin tone. So he becomes the new black man, right? And so now he's playing the role of a buck dancing cracker in order to tear down everything that the black hand built up to control us. He's in liquidating the fallen and faulty defunct corporation, right? So whether he was truly a felon, maybe the felony he committed was sending the plane to bring Mandela to America after he got released from prison, when nobody else would do it, and nobody in our community had the money. The only other person that would have probably done it in our community that had that kind of money would have been um, Bill Cosby, who y'all now hate because you got a bunch of chicks sitting on the panel reading off a script, and they twisting the story like the 70s wasn't about free sex, quaaludes, and late night parties all year long for the jet set life. We forget about that. We forget about um, Scarface telling the chick in there that her womb is so polluted with quaalude that she can't even give me a fucking child, right? We be forgetting that that was the drug of choice for that socialite class in the 70s. Ironically, all of the complaints is coming from the 70s, 40 years later. Now, most of y'all don't know why they went at Cosby. But if you go back, he did an interview on Oprah Winfrey wearing shades. And he was doubling down on something he said when he said black people not doing their part, they not properly educating their children. He was talking about George Washington Challenge then, right? Y'all wasn't giving them a tribal education, and he single-handedly sent more of us to university than anybody else on the land. But we forgot about that. We forgot about this. This is the same kind of stuff I'm talking about with Professor Small. We forget all of the good work a person do because they make a mistake, right? Or somebody accused them of something. We just forget like they didn't ever do no good work. Like fuck them, right? Cosby financed black businesses that y'all don't even know about. He helped other people that came in to the arena become wealthy, and they didn't even have to work for him just off the advice he gave and the connections that he passed on, right? And we want to throw Cosby away, and he did more than 99% of the people on this internet talking, and the people at home sitting on their ass in the gossip circle. We love tearing people down, but we don't like to prop nobody up when they doing what's right. And that make it harder for the next generation to be willing to do what's right because we don't respect the ones that's been trained. Even if they was in error, right? They don't have to be perfect. Y'all don't know where y'all get this shit that a motherfucker got to be perfect. Yes, Bill Cosby is one of the old chiefs. And most of that, you know, by what he did for his community works. Fuck his comedy, fuck his acting. His community work, it shows who he was. His dedication to getting us to educate ourselves above the condition show us who he was. But because we love gossip so much and we love to drag people through the mud when they fall down instead of helping them back up, right? And you just fuck Cosby now. All the shit he did for his people, just fuck him. Because the system said he did something wrong 50 years ago. But we just gonna throw him away today. Now, all the time they saying that stuff was going on, he was doing business, getting us into business arrangements. He was giving us. He was helping us to finance our own movies, even if they called them black exploitation films. So what? They was ours. Um, it's the education alone is so significant, and we just throw them away. Right now, on the other hand, um, they let Jeffrey Epstein fake his death to get out of jail before he ever can go to trial. Make it make sense, and we don't care about that. We don't care about that because he don't look like us, and we all know that the real enemy look like us, but they ain't us. So when we see the other people that don't look like us do something, we don't really care. They not really a threat to us. They're only a threat to themselves more than anything else, right? Go when you go back and look at them KKK pictures from the 1800s. Make sure you look at their hands. The early 1900s. Make sure you look at the hands, because you can't cover up them motherfucking black ass hands. Them motherfucking monkey paws. What they call them Brazil nuts, nigger knuckles. You can't cover that shit up. Dusty ass knuckles. That shit show right from hanging from under that white robe. And 9 out of 10, he the one leading the charge. Y'all fall for the banana in the tailpipe one time too many. I'm not falling for it. You don't gotta agree with me or like me or none of that. I didn't ask for none of that. I'm just trying to give y'all a free game. But that's why Trump had to be uh, the felon. I'm gonna take two more people. Frequency 369. I think that's what that was. Yeah, that you know. Um,
I accepted it.
yo, yo, yo.
Yo,
I can't
speaking.
see you. You in the dark?
Yeah, I'm in the dark. I'm about to go. I'm about to turn the light on.
Peace, 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 youngster.
Peace, peace, peace.
What's on your mind today? What you want to chief with the chief about?
I just wanted to know, like, if you could, like, read what my ancestors trying to get through to me, because I know they trying to get through to me. I be hearing like shit in my ear, but I can't really like get it all the way through. Like, shit.
Okay, now I'm gonna give you an exercise. And you sit in the quiet room, turn the lights off like you just had them,
Mm-hmm.
and try to feel yourself in the darkness, but not inside your body. Right? Just keep going through that exercise for a couple of weeks, and you're gonna realize that when in your mind you telling yourself you are the center of the universe. Where am I at? And then just try to feel yourself, but from outside your body. Instead of trying to feel from inside what my arms feel like, what my legs feel like, what do my infinite self outside my body feel like? So this is just to build up a psychic connection to your spiritual self. It's just a practice exercise. Now, when you hear voices in that state, identify the voice or tell it it can't come. If it acts like, who are you? What do you want? Right? It's part of psychic self-defense, this part. Who are you and what do you want? And if they don't want to identify yourself, if you don't want to identify yourself, you can't stay. Rule
Yeah,
of the
but
universe, they
it's
can't
like
stay.
some it's like some it's not really voices all the time. It's like sometimes it's like cracking. It's like
I
cracking in
know
my
what you're
ear,
talking about. I know what you're talking
but
about.
it's like
So
I
I'm
can't
gonna
get
explain to
nothing.
you exactly why. Is right here on your head, on your right side. This is called anterior gyrus. right under the anterior gyrus is your pineal gland. Now, your consciousness comes in at the base of your spine in the black dot area that medicine called the nerve ganglia or reticular formation. When the consciousness comes through here, the communication comes through the anterior gyrus and it affects your auditory, which hears sound, sensations. This is why it sounds like it's crackling. Now, when the information comes in, the pineal gland sits in the brain on what's called the Queen's chamber. The pituitary on this side sits downstairs to the left. That's called the King's chamber, based on the layout in the pyramid. Right now, the exercise I'm giving you is opening this channel in the anterior gyrus with the silence and the focus in the darkness,
So
which
this is what
allows the pineal gland, once it turns all the way on, you're going to see flashes of light.
I've been seeing little flashes of light. I've
Right.
been seeing that a little
Because it's
bit.
sparking first. Now, the wider it get, the longer the flash will last until it goes to a, like looking in that light bulb over your head. It'll eventually get to that point. That means your pineal gland is all the way in the on position. Now, when your consciousness come in through your anterior gyrus, it reflects off the mirror cells in the prefrontal lobe. When it does that, it absorbs the information onto the mirror, upside down and backwards. You have to learn how to flip the information around to see the real message because they use the same method to confuse us with signs and symbols. You get it? So, it's some more exercises that I could give you for different stuff, but that's a starter kit.
Is there anything like you could see like that they like a message or anything?
It's
Or
a more of a internal communication. So what I want you to do is go on YouTube and get a video. Look up art and science and self talk. Right, self talk video is going to come up teaching you how to use self talk to effectively communicate with yourself. What they really telling you is how your regular self can communicate with your higher self because self talk is the medium. And the other thing that I want you to look up on YouTube is how to breathe like a sink. It's called diaphragm breathing, but it opens up the lower two quadrants of the lungs to a greater capacity, which allows you to take in more oxygen to accelerate your brain function.
how to breathe like what?
A singer,
A singer. All right, but
and that'll help you get where you're trying to go. But remember, that's a starter kit. But once you get started, the universe is just going to start sending stuff your way for you to study next. Then once you master one thing, another thing is going to come for you to train on. And you are writing your curriculum in real time. So as it comes, what you accept is the new part of the curriculum. What you reject can either be put off to later until you master the parts you want to work on, or it can totally be rejected. It's up to you. It's your life. You got to live it. And you have to design it in your mind before you can see it in your world. And tapping into your higher consciousness teaches you how to accelerate the process.
another thing, this coil, this rodding coil, this copper shit. I've been
Yep.
wearing this shit. I know this shit. This shit been making my aura like huge. I feel like this shit is like extra. Like, can you like? Is this like a read? Can you get like a read from it or something? Or
It's an antenna. So,
Is it
so
something I
what?
should be wearing all the time, or is it like something I should just like wear for like energy work and shit?
The only person can answer that is you. That's a this is my decision to do it this way type situation. It's only going to respond to you. It's going to communicate with you. And it's going to help you make the decision of only using it for ritual or use it on a daily basis. But you gotta remember, in your mind, when you sit in your God seat, you God, and now you want to create the world around you. So you gotta use the God seat in order to start to create the world around you. If you want to be a God and do God shit, you got to think like a God.
All right. Let me think. Oh, I had another question. Oh yeah, my hair. I threw my hair in the garbage, and there was some, I don't know. Someone was telling me I shouldn't have did that shit, and then I went and got it, and I started to burn the shit. Was that the right move, or to burn it? Cause
Okay, go over what you just told me again. You threw your hair in the garbage, and then what happened?
some, I don't know. I think I seen something on social media that popped up. I don't know what it was, but someone told me get that shit out the garbage, type shit.
Okay,
Oh, I
you hear
had a
that?
bad. I
Hold
went
on,
to
hold on,
sleep.
hold
I
on.
had a
One more
bad
time.
dream.
One more time. Something told you what?
Take it out the garbage.
Okay, now what was that something you think that told you that?
Probably my higher. I don't know. Some.
Now, okay, now you are identifying where you weak at. You don't believe you who you are. You don't
I
trust
think it.
yourself yet.
No, cause I think it was in there. Was it in there a whole day?
Hold
Or
on,
not?
this is
What?
what I'm telling you. This is important. You are not believing you yet. You told you. Go get that shit out the garbage. That was you. Okay, now when you accept the fact that that was you know already what's best for you. You looked out for your greatest interest. When you went and got it out the garbage, you automatically knew how to properly dispose of your hair. Because what you tell me you did.
Some told me to burn it, but I looked. I
Hold
was
on, stop. What told you to burn it?
me.
That's because this is your genetic memory talking to you. And you had to put your hair in the garbage to let you hear yourself talk to you from higher self to regular self. I'm just pointing out what you already doing and telling you how to tune into the channel stronger. That's it.
Yeah,
You
but
already doing it. God, believe in you. Believe in you.
the shit is not. It's like still not. It's not still not finished burning. That shit
You
been burning all
practicing.
day.
Yeah, you
Like
practicing though. If it take you a week to burn it, it don't matter. As long as you follow what you believed about you. It might be a reason to burn slow. You might be releasing some ancestral energies that you need to release at this time, and the hot fire might burn too fast. It might be a slow burn situation. Believe in you. If I was around you every day, I'll wake you up telling me, hey, wake up. What? Believe in you. Until you just be like, damn, I must be a cold piece of work. And this motherfucker wake me up out of my sleep to tell me to believe in me. You got it, man. It's in you. It's not on you. You can't wash it off. Believe in you. You already telling yourself what to do. Get to know you. You 100% got it already. Believe what you capable of doing, and you're going to surprise yourself with your capabilities. There ain't nothing you can't do. You just haven't set your mind to do what you want to do yet. Because you probably haven't made up your mind what you want to do. Because you still getting familiar with who you are. But in this life, you get to write who you want to become in the future. and you're the only one that get to write who you become. And it manifests through the decisions you start making. Self-talk, breathe like a singer, sit on your God's seat, and become the God you're supposed to be. I can't tell you nothing better than that. You already there. Believe in you.
Hold on, I put another question in my notes that I couldn't remember.
Come on with it.
Like when you, cause when I've been looking up the breathwork shit, it's like I don't know. I don't feel like it's giving me the right answers. But like, you know what N and Ren is in like Hunter x Hunter? You know what that? You know what Hunter x Hunter is? The anime?
I haven't seen it.
It's like when you're extra breathing out. Like it's
Okay,
not
so
like
the anime that I watch the most is the Bleach, and I watch Full Metal Alchemist. I watched that whole thing a couple times. Um, and Baki the Grappler, my favorite.
Hunter x Hunter is like that's
My nephew freezing up.
like,
Oh, I knew something happened.
yeah. The I, I don't know. It's type hard to explain how the the shit, but it's like breath work and aura. It's like aura control with the breath work and shit.
Yeah.
And it's like when N in Hunter x Hunter, it's like they're able to sense like their environment from farther and from way far out and shit, and like do certain things. And then Ren is like I forgot what Ren is. It's like, but I know it's when like you're breathing in more than you're breathing out type shit.
hmm So
It's like
it's a book called The Science of Breath, and it explains to you what each different styles of breathing um, do and how they work, and actually how to perform conscious breathing exercises. It's called The Science of Breath. I think it's by Sri Ramathario, if I'm not mistaken. But it, but the book is called Science of Breath. It was written in the 1920s, but it's a really good one.
who's it by?
I think his name is Sri Ramathario, if I'm not mistaken.
Free. Let me write that shit down because I need to get that shit. Let me get a pen. Is it some? It's not. It's not something that's hard to find, right?
No, it's not hard to find.
By who? Wait, what's it called? The
Hold on one
Science of
second.
Breath.
Yep. Hold on, I'm looking it up so I can tell you. Oh no, it's by William Walker. No, that's not it. Oh, by Yogi Ramachakra.
Uh, it's nothing that I got. Like I gotta make sure I'm spelling right. Right, I can find it easily.
Yeah. Ramachakra. Yogi Ramachakra. Science
Uh,
of Breath.
I think that's about it.
Get
I gotta
a
get
get a Psychic Self Defense by Deanne Fortune.
psychic self defense by Dion.
Remember YouTube video, Art and Science of Self Talk, and How to Breathe Like a Singer.
Yeah, I wrote that down already. Yeah, but you got to tap in with Hunter x Hunter though, because that shit, it tells you like so much shit with the breath work that's possible. It's like crazy.
Yeah, somebody else put in the comment that I need to check it out. So I'm gonna look at it because the reason I like the bleach is got so much cold stuff my mama used to tell me, and she used to always bleach our clothes. So we used to hate for her to wash our clothes. Have bleach stains in your jeans, your brand new polo shirt. So that's what got me hooked on bleach. And I got like Baki because I like the fight aspect of it. Or anything with fighting in it. I love that shit. Karate movies, boxing movies, wrestling movies. I love all that. It's like my thing. Like anything combat.
Yeah, I don't even really be watching movies and shit.
I don't know more. I used to when I was younger. Now I watch something because somebody might refer it to me for a receipt or because it got certain codes in it.
What was I gonna?
All right, I'm gonna try to let one more person up before I